are so excited to share today. Every week I'm just so excited because I'm just amazed by the tremendous women that God is just putting in my path. And huge thank you to Jen Loading for making this introduction. Starter Girls is starting a new friendship here with an amazing woman that's right here in the Dallas area. And you can see her on screen now, Brianna Ruelas.
Brianna Ruelas, yes, you got it.
Ruelas. Okay. I want to make sure I pronounce it because names are so important, and you are so important. I want to make sure that we get this right. So Brianna and her husband, Victor, they reside here in the Dallas area, where they stay very busy with a restaurant in Oak Cliff, which Victor runs and takes care of, right?
That's right.
And so much more, because that is not all, sisters. Brianna is a rock moving superwoman, and that's an understatement. She is a singer and author. She coaches, teaches, consults other musicians and artists to improve their business side of their craft, all while running her own business, a podcast, and a music career, and being a mother to 3 very beautiful girls. I want to just welcome you to the Rock Movers podcast, and thank you for joining me.
Oh my gosh, Karen, thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here. I love Jennifer Loading. I love Starter Girls. I'm thrilled for the connection and the opportunity to get to know each other a bit better, but also to be on the Rock Movers podcast today. It's really exciting, and I absolutely love your heart and your vision for this podcast. And so again, I'm just very, I'm thankful to be here. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, we had a chance to visit a little bit before we got to the session, but also I have just been, you shared your website with me, and all of the things that you're doing, your courses, your music, everything. It's just been, oh my gosh, so fun to get to know you. I feel like I know you just by your Facebook because you're so real and so transparent. So I want to jump right in if you're willing. I know you muted out because you've got dogs in the background. You're being so kind about that, but we don't care. We're just real here. We don't care.
Awesome.
But he's just saying, hey, good morning.
Yeah, well, we just had UPS put a box of books on my porch. I think that's what's happening. So,
well, speaking of books, you've got 2 amazing ones out there that I saw. Do you have others? Or I know I saw 2.
It's 2, yes. So my first book was published. It'll be 3 years next month. Oh my gosh, I cannot even believe it. It's called Performing Artist Pathway. And my second book, Make Reality TV Your Reality, is a bestseller officially on Amazon, and that launched last month. So I have a new book, and it's just been so much fun. I've really, really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I love asking people, because it goes along with our Rock Movers theme, is about what are you doing to move the rocks in your own life? So taking those out of your bag. And then what are you doing to help others move the rocks out of their bags?
Thank you. Yeah, no, I love that question. And I know, yeah, you and I visited a little bit before. So we just got this new dog, and he's gonna make me crazy, but sorry about that. This is what happens when we have to podcast from home. Right. So this question is so beautiful because, you know, as we were talking about being able to live into others' lives and sharing the journey, right? So the journey that I've experienced as a mother, as an entrepreneur, as an artist, as a singer-songwriter, and musician and performer, you know, I take all of those things and I use it and give it back to my clients, and I give it back to my friends, my daughters, you know, all of these, you know, different people in my life. And when you take the time to bring people along the journey, it's a really beautiful process. Absolutely. And I think for me, you know, I always tell people I'm an accidental entrepreneur, because when my husband, we own Victor Hugo's in Dallas, Texas. And when we opened our restaurant, it's now 6 years. It was 6 years last week. When we opened our restaurant, we knew, so we were living in Los Angeles when we met. we relocated to Dallas back in 2008 when the financial crisis, the last financial crisis hit, with the intention of opening a restaurant. But that, all of that went, you know, hit the fan as we speak, so we speak, or whatever. And we paused, we waited, and Victor got a job in the restaurant industry, and we just paused. Well, that was always a burning desire and dream for Victor, to still open a restaurant. So we just didn't know. We knew it would happen. We just didn't know when. And what happened, let's say 6 years later or 7 years later, was I was working full time in advertising sales. I had the Cush 401k 9-to-5 job, 2 kids at the time. I literally had my 3rd baby. And at that point, Victor and I decided, okay, we're going to, you're going to stay at home with the girls. We're not paying 3 daycare tuitions. That's ridiculous. And you can start vocal coaching. You know, I decided I was going to start my vocal coaching practice. And so that was the plan. And what happened when I quit my job is definitely not, that was not part of my plan. You know, we always talk about when you start making plans, God's laughing, right?
Yes, absolutely. He laughed at me.
Yeah. So 2 months later, after I quit my job, my husband got the keys to his first restaurant. And, you know, it was an opportunity that popped up, and he jumped on it, and suddenly he's out of a job. We're both with no income, business owners working for ourselves. I may have had 1 or 2 vocal coaching clients at that point. Like, I'd literally just started. And so, yeah, that was sort of the beginning for us, is like taking that leap, but not realizing we were taking the leap. You know, waking up one day and going, oh my God, what did I do? But as I was telling you earlier, I know without a doubt that had I known he was going to get the keys to his restaurant, there's no way I would have quit my job. There's no way I would have quit the comfort of the paycheck and the, you know, the consistency and the just knowing, like understanding, like the comfort level of having health insurance. I mean, I had a brand new baby. So I felt like, oh my God, we're so irresponsible. What are we doing? Like, we have no health insurance. Like, what are we going to do? It was really a really scary time. Yeah.
I think it's been really eye-opening for me becoming an entrepreneur, to see how conditioned we become to this is how we have to live. Like, we have to have a 401k. We have to be doing these things. We have to have whatever insurance policy. And there's so many other ways to do life, to do business, to run your family, other than that traditional corporate way. But we get conditioned when we're in that industry that that's the only thing we can do. So seeing other ways is so, it's been so amazing and so freeing for me as well.
Yeah. And it took me, you know, it took me a long time to get there. It took me a long time to kind of break out of that conformity, as you're saying, because I grew up in a household that didn't have a whole lot of money. So I was like craving that stability. And so suddenly I'm entering another phase of instability as an entrepreneur.
Right.
And one thing that I loved about my job was it's stable, it's consistent, and I know what to expect. Suddenly now I'm like, oh my God, I'm learning to be an accountant. I'm learning a whole level of marketing. I don't even know what it means to be a business owner, but I own a business. What do I do? You know? So I did the most logical thing, and I got coaching, and I enrolled in an online course to learn more about being a business owner and how to, you know, navigate it. I learned many new skills. And like I said, it opened me up to the opportunity to step into exactly who I'm supposed to be. And it's brought me to who I am now. I cannot believe 6 years has passed since I quit that job. I mean, the journey, and it is a journey. So I love to share the time that it takes, because it's an evolution and it's a journey. And now, I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
There's no way I could go back to my 9-to-5. And I've thought about it a couple of times, because I'm like, especially when COVID hit and the restaurant industry, went up in flames, and so did the music industry at the exact same time, and so did so many other industries. Do I go back and get a comfortable, steady, easy job that I can do in my sleep and have a paycheck, or not? But I always say, if I did that, that would sort of eradicate 6 years of hard work that I've been that's brought me to this point, brought me to this place.
Yeah. And I just want to sit there for a moment, because I know I have struggled with this, and I know many new entrepreneurs or new business owners struggle with it as well, because I've seen the posts and social media feeds and had the conversations with peers of mine. But we process this decision for a while before we ever make it. So when we make that decision or make that jump, we're ready for stuff to happen, because we've already been processing it for years, possibly. I know I did. But you still have that other path to take, that other journey to take, that, like you said, it took 6 years to get you to where you are today. And, we just get impatient. It's like, okay, I know, God, I know that this is the journey you have for me, but can we hurry up? And I just want to get to the end. And we forget about all of the lessons that we have to learn in between. And I just want to share how important, and that huge nugget was. Huge nugget. Is it a nugget? that golden nugget that you dropped there, about how when it got hard, you didn't deter off of your path. You stayed. And even though it was scary, and even though it was hard, you did what an entrepreneur does, and you went and got more information. You went and, taught yourself, or got someone to teach you the next steps to help you be successful. And I feel like that's such a key for entrepreneurs. And if someone's starting a business, or you're starting a coaching practice, or whatever it is you're starting or continuing to do, and you're struggling and you're not making traction, take a step back and listen to what Brianna shared, because that's so, so important. If you're not moving forward, there's something you're missing, and you need to take that step back and learn so that you can continue to advance. And I think that was huge, huge, huge thing that
Absolutely.
You shared with us.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very easy, as you said, to expect things to happen quickly, or quote unquote overnight. Mm-hmm. And people expect, things to come fast or easy, and it's just not that way. And I always talk about the long game. I am planting seeds right now that may not bloom for 5 years. I'm planting seeds right now that need to be cared for and nurtured and watered and all the things. And that's just the reality of entrepreneurship, is that we don't know, we don't always know the impact we're making on others. We don't know when a connection is going to turn into an opportunity. And we don't know when even a client, for example, is going to give you a referral to another client, who gives you another referral to another client, or whatever that is. Our job, we don't have to figure all that out. Our job is to come to the table every day with our best, and to give, for me, the word heart is really, I center myself, everything that I do. I'm like, I just heart. Is this coming from an authentic place? Is this coming from love? I'm going to give all the love, because I believe love always wins. And maybe people who are pessimists think I'm crazy, and I don't really care, because I'm going to love them anyway. Right. Or whatever it is, I truly, and that doesn't mean I don't believe that there's evil out in the world, or, because there is. And I protect myself from that. And I put my guard up sometimes when I identify, ooh, yeah, I don't necessarily want to be around that, because I'm an empath, so I feel a lot of energy. And so I tend to really feel, oh gosh, I got to stay away from that area or person.
You're able to
Or
tap into that intuitive side.
yeah, it's a little freaky. And I think as I've gotten older, it's become stronger. And I think it's a gift. I didn't realize it was a gift. I've always had it. I feel like I've developed it a little bit stronger. And for people who aren't into energy or think that that's a bunch of hocus pocus, that's okay. You know, it is a little out there for some people. But I know for a fact that, you know, I feel stuff like big time. So I'm always acutely aware of, you know, my surroundings and what's going on. And, but it enables me to also give in a different way,
Right.
and make sure that I'm coming from a place that's pure and kind and full of love.
That's so good. Yeah, I think I heard that, you know, my whole life about different things that people would feel, and I was always really curious about what that meant. And what I've learned along the way is we all feel it and see it, but we may call it something different. So for somebody, it may be that little gut instinct or that voice inside. For somebody else, you know, they may call it something else, their intuition. And some people, you know, they know that it's an energy force. But you know, energy, the fact that we are just, you know, energy in a body is scriptural, you know, because
Absolutely.
the Bible tells us that, you know, that we have a spirit that lives on. So
And he whispers like the whole, I mean, it's
yeah,
really incredible. But you have to be tuned in, and you have to be willing to open yourself up to hear what the Holy Spirit or whatever it is for you has to say.
yeah. I think when we take the labels and the names um, off of it, if it's something that we're uncomfortable with, and just really listen to ourselves and what do we really see, hear, and feel, and know to be true, um, regardless of what you call it, it is so real. We are energy beings, and you know, we do feel. And so I love that you shared that and gave us an opportunity to talk about that, because it's so true.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'd love to also just kind of go back to that conversation about slowing down long enough. You know, this past summer, I was telling you earlier, I really believe that I had a very transformational summer. And I feel like 2020 has done that for many people, because due to COVID, we all had a choice. We either decided to, you know, drown in our sorrows, or step up to the plate and pull up our big girl pants, right? And I did a little bit of both. I think, you know, for a little while there, I was just in panic mode, and I didn't allow it to last for too long, but I certainly felt it. And it was I had the most anxiety I've ever had in my life. I was very worried for the restaurant, and we still don't know what the restaurant industry is going to look like over the next few years. But instead of harboring that unsettling feeling, I've transitioned to accept everything as it is, and most importantly, trust, right? Trust. For me, it's God. You know, I trust that God has a plan. I have no idea what it is, but again, that's not my job to figure out. I trust that no matter what, it's going to work out in whatever way it's supposed to work out, right? I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I'm just in it. And my prayer is always, you know, God, use me. Where do you want me? Put me. Okay, you want me over there? Great, let's go. You know, and I'm game. I'm up for it. But the only way for me to know where I'm supposed to be going and to have that clarity is to slow down. We can retreat, we can be quiet, we can pray, we can journal, we can meditate, whatever it is for you, taking the time to slow down so that you can thoughtfully and intentionally determine where it is you're supposed to be going.
Yeah.
And that was very big for me this past summer. And I took a break from social media, packed up my girls, went to Taos, New Mexico for a few weeks, hung out in nature with my girls, rested, closed down the laptop, got off the social media, and I had to regroup. And I'm so grateful that I took the time and I gifted myself with that. But here's the kicker. I had to do that so that I could come back and give to my clients and give to those who follow me on social media and give to my girls and give to my husband. Like, I had to get myself healthy. I had to get healthy. So the self-care component of those is very, very important. And, you know, I actually met a shaman last year in Napa, California at this event that I was at. And she read my palm. She told me all these things that I knew about myself, but she shouldn't have known because we just met, right? And it freaked me out. But what she told me that resonated so much was that that I have to serve from the saucer. So in other words, my cup not only has to run over, but I take the run over into the saucer, then I serve from there. So I'm not, you know, I have to always remember my cup must runneth over, and I must serve from the saucer. And the only way to serve from the saucer is if I'm taking care of myself.
Wow. You got to run over first.
Yes. You have to run over first. You can't just fill it up. You can't just fill your cup first. You got to allow it to run over.
Wow. Yeah. Because I do use that cup analogy a lot, that, you know, we can't pour. We have nothing to give others if our cup is empty. So we do have to fill up our cup in whatever way that is for you. And, you know, I don't like that. I use the airline, you know, the mask analogy or the story as well.
Yes. Yeah.
When you're flying, the flight attendants tell us, you know, if the cabin loses pressure, the mask will drop out of the sky or out of the cabin, and you have to put on your mask before you can help a small child or someone else that needs help. And that, you know, if we're not taking care of ourselves, then we're not good to anybody else. So, but I love that analogy of using because that's beyond just filling up.
Yes.
That's
and I literally, like, I'll show it to you actually. I can find it. Excuse me as I leave the screen for 2 seconds. So I found this, and I leave this in my kitchen. It says, serve from the saucer. And it's my daily reminder to do this, because I'm busy. I'm an author. I'm a restaurant owner. I'm a consultant. I'm a mom of 3. I'm an online course creator. I do all these things, right? And I love it. And, you know, we talked about this. The reason why I do it is because I love it. I'm passionate about it. And I know that the things that I do are serving others and supporting others and empowering others. That's why I do everything I do. But if I don't take care of this, there ain't no empowering going on for me or others, you know?
Yeah, oh my gosh, that's so good. Well, we're getting close to time. We need to wrap up because you have some precious girls to go get. So I just want to leave with one more question that's really quick. What is the one thing that you want to impart to the women that are going to watch this?
The one thing that I will say to you is slow down long enough to be aware of the opportunities in front of you and take action on them when they're there. Stop thinking so much. Actually step into it, even if it's scary, even if you're uncomfortable, even if it's a challenge. Step into it and go. If you discern that that's what you need to do, stop overthinking it and take action. Go for it, and let your faith and trust that you're going to figure it out. It might take a little while, but you're going to figure it out, because I ultimately believe that if you don't take action, you will miss out on pursuing opportunities and those dreams that rest inside of you. So it's so critical to take action and to be open and aware of the opportunities that are really like sitting right in front of your face.
So good. Well, I don't know if you're here for my rock movers today or just for me, because everything you have said today has absolutely just spoke directly to my heart and just resonated so much for me. And this is going to air on a Friday, and then you'll be my Fan Friday girl. And so I just want to share that it is absolutely official. I am Brianna Ruelas fan.
Woohoo! Yay! That's amazing. I love it.
I can't wait to know you more and better. And you're close here. I'm gonna go try out the restaurant. So
Wonderful. And please also, you should check out the book too. It's on Amazon. Make Reality TV your reality.
yeah, we've got to share more about that because we didn't even get to talk about your reality TV experience on American Idol and y'all. There's so much more that
I know.
So we'll post it
So
on
much fun.
here, and you can go follow her, follow her and like her and share and read her book and just give her some love and support. I know you will because my rock movers are amazing, and I love you guys. Have a fabulous weekend, and just know that if you need anything, you got us rock movers here.